Welcome to WickedBinge, your home for great cinema and television, because we love your favorite movies and shows too. The emotionally devastating Disney classic from our childhood is being remade into a live-action feature. I guess that isn't specific enough. There were a lot of emotionally devastating Disney films from our childhood. Honestly, Disney is pretty hardcore with the emotions. But the next film in line for a remake is none other than Dumbo. Dumbo is often considered one of the greatest movies from the original Walt Disney animation era. With Tim Burton in the director's chair, as well as a really emotional trailer, the Dumbo remake has us all excited. But despite that, today we're going to take a look at some of the darker themes and history that revolves around Dumbo and its production. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notifications whenever we upload.
I give you the elephant.
PETA. The controversial animal rights group PETA, or the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, was the first to bring up concern over the messaging behind Dumbo's story. In the 1941 classic, the ending involves Dumbo learning that his feather was never magical, and that he was still able to fly without it. He becomes a world sensation and is reunited with his mother for future performances. But in today's era, now that animal performances have been put in the spotlight as unethical, it begs the question of how Tim Burton will tackle the ending. In 2015, shortly after the film's announcement, PETA's senior VP Lisa Lang wrote an open letter to Burton saying, "We're hopeful that in your adaptation of Dumbo, the young elephant and his mother can have a truly happy ending by living out their lives at a sanctuary instead of continuing to be imprisoned and abused in the entertainment industry." Considering the original Dumbo already explored some rather dark and emotional subject matter, it'll be interesting to see how the ending is written, especially considering Tim Burton's track record when it comes to darker themes and storytelling.
Well, but we's all fixing to help you. Ain't that the truth, boy?
Replacing racist characters. The chorus of crows who helped cheer Dumbo on throughout the original movie has long been a subject of controversy. Many film critics have pointed out that these characters were very obviously offensive stereotypes from a more racist era in American history. In fact, the leader of the choir was named Jim Crow.
What's cooking around here? What's the good news? What's frying, boy?
Considering how iconic these characters were, it'll be interesting to see how Burton chooses to incorporate them using different, non-offensive voiceover, or if he decides to scrap them all together in an attempt to erase any connection to the bigotry that existed in the original film. Dark subject matter. Disney has a history of some rather dark and certainly emotional animated films, especially considering their audience has always been younger children. This is in no way a criticism, as many believe the mature subject matter and the creative ways in which Disney has tackled these tough themes is what has always made the studio so amazing. And not just recently, but since the beginning. That said, Dumbo, like some of the early Disney films like Bambi or the Renaissance era films like The Lion King, were never afraid to explore the theme of losing a parent, be it through death or just separation. Going back to the subject of animal treatment, now that's the public's acceptance of the circuses and animal performances has dropped tremendously in the previous years. It'll be challenging to balance such a sad environment with the fun of a Disney film. With Danny DeVito playing the ringmaster, we're hoping for a bit of levity to be brought throughout the story. It'll be interesting to see how the upcoming remake will choose to explore these themes. Given the impact of the original film, we're probably in for a real tearjerker with Tim Burton at the helm.
We did it! Let's show 'em, Dumbo! Paladine!
Remaking a classic. Criticism aside, Dumbo is often regarded as one of the great Disney classics. Like any other remake, it makes sense that there's going to be some concern over whether the new version will do the original justice. However, Disney has a pretty impressive recent track record for remakes. With The Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast being released into very positive reviews, we anticipate great things with Dumbo. Although Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland wasn't a remake of the 1951 Disney classic, but a reimagining of the original Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, he does have experience with remakes, although his Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake was a film of mixed reviews. That said, Tim Burton's filmography is quite impressive as a whole, and the unique style he's known for may be the perfect fit for a classic like Dumbo. But what do you think? Are you excited for the Dumbo remake? Do you think that Burton was the right director for the job? And what do you think about some of the darker things brought up in this video? Please remember to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get updates whenever we upload. But most importantly, stay wicked.